I can't multitask. I can't talk and type on my keyboard at the same time. All right. So first off, I want to say, thank you for showing your interest in Montcalm Community College in the Arts and Humanities Department. In general, in exploring, what we have here. Again, my name is Seth Thomas Sutton, and I am an instructor here at MCC. I teach in a broad range of categories and disciplines, but I also am going to have two hats on tonight, the chair for the Arts and Humanities Department. So again, thank you for, visiting and exploring one of the fastest growing programs that we have on campus. You can see from Instructor Neil and her presentation, she's going to put me to shame. I want to take your classes, Leslie. I think I could learn a lot from you. We're extremely proud of all of our faculty, full-time and adjunct, who give their extraordinary passions to, and this wide range of expertise to all of the disciplines that we have here on campus, whether it be philosophy, literature, communication, music, sociology, psychology, anthropology, arts. It's just it's really cool to have a faculty unit that operates the way that we do and at the level that they do. So that's pretty cool. The Arts and Humanities Department, for virtually every student at MCC, regardless of your discipline, you're going to take at least 10% of your total program credits are going to be within the Arts and Humanities Department, right? And that does not matter on your discipline. Of course, if you are going within an academic route in the Arts and Humanities Department or with communications or so on and so forth, you are going to get, obviously, a larger percentage of time within this department. But, what we do ultimately, that's foundational to MCC's capacity to provide quality education. We really want to foster and allow students to discover and create this new understanding of knowledge and ways of communication. And Leslie said, everything that I needed to say tonight, as wonderfully as you did. What we do in the art department, right, air quotes, we specialize in visual communication, right? We learn how to visually interpret our culture because we live in a visual culture, and it changes literally second by second, and we have to understand how to evaluate and interpret what we see, how to, what terminologies, what languages that we have to use and work on and continue to evolve in order to, continue to critique society and culture so we can move forward. So we do all of that. And I think that even though 10% of that total degree might be in the arts and humanities, I think that 10% outweighs most of the 90% of course content, because this is what makes you empathetic and socially engaged learners, compassionate individuals that understand this, our global community and how we have to live within it. So all of that said, again, thank you. What I will talk to you about tonight a little bit is we have at the moment we're going to talk about the Digital Art Department or the Digital Arts Associates of Applied Sciences degree. So the Digital Arts Associate's degree, and we have a certificate and job training as well. But we prepare students here to work commercially as artists, right? We want to focus on the entrepreneurial aspect of creating art. It's not just art for art's sake. We do all of that, of course, right? But we also want to focus on, making sure that we can sustain this education that we're doing and all of these cool things that we're doing, how we can make money at it. So students will gain real world experience that will allow them to be competitive in today's growing global media marketplace. Essentially, what we do here, we are learning how to be entrepreneurs. We're learning how to be freelance artists, right? A little anecdotal story. All of the art schools that I've ever been to, they've never, the way financial aid worked or the way the system worked at that time, or if you go into just a solely art program, if it's not within the arts, you can't take it. And they never taught us in traditional art schools how to business minded. We are qualitative thinkers, not quantitative thinkers. So right, that was a struggle for me, and it took a long time getting into the working world, understanding how to put what I'd learned to use. So when we started developing these programs here at MCC, we had that in mind, that we wanted to understand that people aren't in these types of programs necessarily for just the hobby's sake, right? Because it costs a lot of money to go to school, and we have, programs and financial aid and all these things that can help. But right, ultimately, we need to be able to support our families and support our needs. And I think that is one motivating factor why we put so much energy and effort into this area of the art program that most schools don't offer. So pretty excited about a lot of the program and the curriculum that we run. Some of the courses that you're going to see within this Associates of Applied Sciences are pretty standard on any art across the board, but two-dimensional design and color, right? So understanding color theory and getting the basic fundamentals of design down. And you might say, well, I want to be a photographer. What does design have to do with it? Well, composition, right? These fundamental tenets, principles, and elements within the design theory is pretty much universal across any art medium. So to understand how to take a good photograph, you first have to understand composition. So these are the fundamental classes. Photographic Foundations 1 and 2, Commercial Designs 1 and 2, again, getting into Photoshop and Illustrator work. We do commercial or studio photography, where we do practical applications out in the working world. We team up with different businesses in the local either Greenville area or in Grand Rapids, where we will deal with clients and we will take photographs for them. We will do their website. We will work on different type of media projects that they need in order for you to get that real world experience. And then we have 2 new classes that we developed as well, the Art Entrepreneur and the Portfolio class. So here, these classes will be specifically the business part of the art world. How to write contracts. What are contracts? Why do we need licensing agreements, right? How to charge, how to know what to pay for your equipment, how to know what to charge your clients for your services, right? Because you're worth something. Right? You have skills, you have knowledge, right? So all of that is really key, because again, you might know how to take a good photograph, but you can't, I don't know how to write contracts, right? So that's something that we will work on and develop. And then the portfolio, the capstone class of the program, you will have completed by that time a portfolio where you'll have a website and you'll have an entire business identity. You will also have a business package, how we run it in tandem with the business department, where you will, at the end of the semester, present to a panel of faculty members and then business owners and entrepreneurs from the community, and present your portfolio. And then you'll get feedback on that. So it gives you, real life experience to interviews as well, right? How to understand the communication aspects between client and service provider as well.